Hey Gareth, nice to see
Hi,
you.
Anton.
Don't need to tell me how big this game is, but how's the build-up been in your camp after the result of last weekend?
Yeah, really good, really positive, high confidence. I think as good as a result it was, we've looked at the performance and probably, without getting carried away with ourselves, looked at ways where we could be even better, which I think is healthy, which I think says a lot about the group as well and the players that we're working with, where how can we really go out and win that game emphatically. I think it's very impressive against Chelsea to limit them from scoring. Don't think that happens very often at all. But again, it's just about us setting the standards high, trying to improve game on game, because we've always felt that when we're at our very best, we're really difficult to play against.
Confidence has been high all season, but is it at another level now after that result, going into, like we said, such a big game on Sunday?
Well, yeah, it should be, and I think we need to take a step back over kind of where we are, where we've got to, and I've been championing that quite a bit. That I always tried to look at the bigger picture, and as much as the present picture is we're top of the league, just off it on goal difference from United. We know the games that are coming up are obviously really important, but I think it's that perspective on what this team can achieve. What I said at the beginning of the season, the validation is where we are at the moment, so people are actually starting to believe it now, and none more so than the players, which is good.
I want to put to you one of Jonas Ivar's quotes in the week, if that's all right. We're not like Manchester City, who relies on the same player who's going to score their goals. What was your reaction when you heard that in the week?
What was the question he was asked?
It was about the form of Kate Ford.
Okay.
So, what was your reaction when you hear things like that? And is that a motivating factor to other players who are scoring goals in the team?
Yeah, I thought it was a bit strange to comment on us, particularly when they weren't even playing us. But I think we've had 13 different goal scorers this season, so I think that needs to be looked at. But also, I'm not too sure if it says too much about what he thinks about his number 9s. But I don't know. You'd have to ask him again.
I want to ask you a question away from the game, if that's right, about Julie Blackstad. What's going on? Have you got an update with her future?
There's been discussion about Julie potentially going on loan for the remainder of the season. Nothing confirmed as of yet. And as soon as we do know, we'll let you know. But like I say, it's got to be right for both parties, obviously for Julie and obviously for us as a club as well. So, like I say, as soon as there's anything confirming that, you guys will be first to know.
Thank you.
Cheers, Anton.
Brilliant, thanks Anton. We'll move to Dan Pentland on Zoom, please.
Hey Gareth, hope you're well.
Thanks, Dan.
You obviously got that excellent result at home against Arsenal, so how much confidence do you kind of take from that for this weekend? And secondly, how different is the challenge playing them away as opposed to at the Academy Stadium?
Yeah, I think when you look at how we performed over the last few seasons, home or away, our form in general has been pretty good. I think our away form is good. This run of WSL games that we've put together have obviously involved CFA games and obviously games away from home as well. So we're confident. We're very confident at the moment. We're in a good place. The confidence is good within the team. The energy is good. And of course, it's a game we're obviously looking forward to. We know these games will be key. Same things as I was saying before last weekend's game. So, I think it's just about concentrating on what we do really well, trying to execute that to the highest standards we possibly can.
I just want to ask you about Steph Houghton as well, because obviously she's had quite a lot of game time recently. I know there were a lot of plaudits for performance last week. So, how pleased are you with the way that she's kind of just battled away, got into the team, and really added value, I suppose, when you needed it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Steph was pretty immense last week, and I think she's performed really well in this period for us. I think she's playing some of her best football that we've seen, and that comes from bringing all of the things that she does really well and being aware of some other bits in terms of our build-up play, in terms of the way we defend. But yeah, her leadership qualities are huge, and I think, you know, we have lost some experienced players. We still have some very good experience within the team of the likes of Steph, the likes of Demi, Alex, and Laura Coombs. So those guys are really important, and they help the team a lot, and none more so than Steph.
Thanks, Gareth. Best of luck for the weekend. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Sandra Broby from The Sun, please.
Hi, Gareth. I
Hi.
hope you're well.
Thank you.
A bit of a general one from me. I mean, in terms of the league itself and yourself and United sitting at the top level on points bar, obviously the goal difference, depending on how things pan out, do you feel that there's now a slight kind of power shift in terms of the league itself, with maybe not so much London, but we're now seeing more Manchester, you know, kind of. City have always been there, but with United coming through.
Yeah, maybe. I think obviously if you look at the games in hand Chelsea and Arsenal have, then it puts pretty much everyone there or thereabouts. So I think it makes for an exciting competition this season for sure. Probably one that we haven't seen previously, going into the final half a dozen games of a league where 4 teams potentially can go and win it, and 3 teams obviously looking to make Champions League qualifications. So it's, you know, highly exciting. You can see that obviously levels have improved, and I think the fact that these 4 teams play each other quite a bit in those last 6 games, it's just got all the ingredients for a really exciting finish.
That's great. Thanks. That's all I wanted to ask. Thanks. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sandra. Catherine back from the Daily Mail, please.
Hi, Gareth.
Hi.
Just going back to Jonas' comments on the goal scoring situation, I mean, does that kind of almost write your team talk a little bit for you when you're speaking to your other attacking players on Sunday? Are you the kind of manager that maybe sort of pins those comments up on the wall, for example, as extra motivation?
Not necessarily. I don't think so. I don't think there's a lot of noise out there at the moment, regardless of what you do, where you are, how well you're playing. I'm not just talking about us. I'm talking about in general in the world of sport. Everyone's has an opinion these days. What matters most to us is what we do and what we believe. I would never want to comment on another team, particularly on another manager. I respect all of the managers. I respect all of the teams. I respect all of the players. I've always spoke really highly of other teams' players and the honesty that I see in the women's game. Trying to give my view on certain teams and certain managers is really difficult to do. It's so difficult, and you usually just end up not getting that right. So not really. I think we're happy with where we are. We know that when we give the best of ourselves, we have a really good opportunity to win games. That'll be the motivation for us. The motivation is we're in there. We've got ourselves into a great position. Can we take it game by game, point by point, to get us to where we need to?
Aside from obviously Usain Bolt asking for a share after the Chelsea game, it felt like Lauren Hemp was kind of really on fire and fired up for that game last weekend. I know she sort of said beforehand that she felt maybe she'd not quite been at her best all season, perhaps possibly because the expectations of her so high because of how fantastic she's been for the last couple of years. Do you feel like now she's kind of really hitting that form sort of at the right time, as you know, we get it down to the most crucial day of the season?
Yeah, I think with all top players, and let's be right, Lauren's a top player. I think all top players will have moments where they feel great, will have moments where they don't feel so good or feel like they're struggling for form. But I think Lauren, you know, she has the ability to do that. You know, a lot of our attacking players can really spark a game into life by doing certain things. And yeah, I do. I think it's something that these players won't have experienced previously. The kind of the spotlight that they're under, and particularly probably the Lionesses with winning in the summer and the expectation that brings, and also the extra kind of responsibility. I think it's really important that we understand for all of the players that, you know, everyone's trying their best, everyone's going to have good moments, everyone's going to suffer at times. I think it's them knowing, particularly here, and I'm sure it's the same at every other club, that you're there for the players, you want to help them, you want to support them, you want them to be the very best of themselves. You educate them and tell them that it's not a bed of roses, your career. You know, you have good moments, bad moments, injuries. So it's tough. It really is tough. And when you're being viewed from afar, from people who have no idea and have no kind of reasons or kind of understanding of the situations that these players and sometimes are in, I think that's when it makes it tough. And I think what I see from the best players and the best coaches are the ones that are able just to kind of like just block out the noise, keep your circle close, concentrate on what you do, believe in what you do, and understand there's going to be some bumps in the road. And sometimes, like, it's the bumps in the road that define who you are as a person. And these players are giving it their best. They're working tremendously hard. The women's game's changing right in front of our noses, as we know, and we've spoken about the exposure that's there now. It's tough, and we have to remember why these girls started the game in the first place. Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine. Phil Medlicott from Press Association, please.
Hi, Gareth. I just wanted to see you to check that anything else on it yet. Just, are there any changes to the squad that was available last weekend?
A couple of little niggles with Alana and with Demi, but yeah, outside of that, everybody else is really good. Everyone's come through training session earlier today, so in terms of availability, numbers wise, we're in a good place.